Hi, I'm RJ.
And I'm Tyler.
And you're watching Broken Arrow Outdoors.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
On this week's episode, you're about to witness Doe Patrol. So our farm we have up here has been overrun with does, and we've kind of been negligent about shooting some of the older does. So that was our goal heading into this year, is to take out some of the older does. And these first two hunts you're about to see, we did exactly just that. It's my first night I get done here in Kentucky. We just dropped Rod off at his stand. I'm going to ease up here to my stand. I filmed for Tyler this morning at the stand we're going to. We didn't see much, but hopefully we're going to do a little recon mission tonight and see what's coming in and out. Might stick us a doe, but we're after a big old 9-pointer we got on camera up here. So stay with us. Hopefully we'll get something on the ground.
It is in man's nature to hunt. Some will work at it harder than others. If you let it, bow hunting whitetails can get in your soul and consume you. It can heighten your senses and focus. You don't have to train and work out to whitetail hunt. You don't have to super tune your bow, obsess over its shooting perfectly, and build your own arrows to whitetail hunt. You don't have to practice day after day to whitetail hunt. Your effective range and shot placement don't have to be absolutely perfect. You don't have to spend hours studying maps, scouting, running trail cameras to whitetail hunt. You don't have to continuously find the perfect spots for stand setups and hang hundreds of sets a season to whitetail hunt. You don't have to use the best equipment in the industry and best gear possible to whitetail hunt. Your camo doesn't have to be the best for your craft. However, at Osseo, we respectfully disagree. At Osseo, we believe hunting whitetail starts with the preparation. When we place a stand, it's because we have scouted the biggest buck in our area and we know his weaknesses. At Osseo, we want to remove all hesitation when you hear that buck breaking cover. That conviction carries into our gear. We know the lethality of our camo pattern is unmatched, giving us that final advantage. At Osseo, we take out all the doubt and give you the confidence to get it done. This is Osseo.
In the same tree stand, me and Tyler hunted this morning. We saw a few turkeys down over the hill here, but we didn't see no deer. We were thinking this might be a good afternoon spot. We know we got a really good bedding area up ahead of us. Out in this big field we've got alfalfa and clover. Down off to our right over here we got a little persimmon patch. And it's loaded with white oaks and red oaks on both sides of it. So we're hopefully going to catch them in the transition spot right here, going from their bed back to the food source and or vice versa back again. So this is my first night sitting in the woods hunting. I know Tyler and Mandy's been a little bit, but hopefully we'll get one on the ground tonight.
So on our farm, we've got several flocks of turkeys that hit and miss different ridges and come and go as they please. But this group of turkeys come in. There's a big hickory tree out in the middle of this field, and they've been dusting in it all spring, all summer. And they decided to come up and dust, and they eased off down over the hill, and they'd come back, and they'd ease off, and they'd come back. They did it about 2 or 3 times, and they stayed around for about 45 minutes before they actually moved off and went to roost. So this was my first set of the 2020 season, and after the turkeys left, I was just enjoying the wildlife and the outdoors and doing the best I can to take everything in. So then it wasn't long after that, the deer started moving. So the first deer to come into the field was a small buck, and he come in the totally opposite side I was wanting him to, and where I thought he was going to come from, which is typical. They never do what you want. So the doe came in it's probably about 15 minutes later after the buck did. she was a little hesitant of coming in the field. You know, she was milling around on the oaks, and then she'd come in, and then she'd go back. So after I made the shot, I went back and reviewed the footage just to double check my shot placement and everything, and just like I thought, put it right behind her front shoulder. Been practicing all summer, and these Grim Reapers were shooting. They fly like darts. And went down, gave her about 15 minutes and checked my arrow, and was very, very good sign.
Alright, we just got down. I came by my arrow right where she was standing. Looks like we made a pretty good shot. Pretty good blood trail as a Grim Reaper tore her up, it looks like. So hopefully we'll find her in a minute. We found her. She probably didn't make it 30 yards down over the hill here. We'll get her drug up to her top and show y'all. Alright.
So me, Rod, and Tyler got her back to the house, and we did what we did best. We took some pictures. Tyler does phenomenal on pictures and videoing. And then we got her hung up in the garage and skinned her out and put a bunch of meat in our freezer, which was our ultimate goal. Well, it finally came together for us this afternoon. Me and Tyler went hunting this morning over there at our alfalfa and clover field. We really didn't see much, but we kind of figured it was more of an afternoon stand. So Tyler had some obligations today for family event for Memorial Day, or I'm sorry, Labor Day. And I went back out there and self-film and was lucky enough to have this doe come in. That was our mission. We were out to fill the freezer up, and we did exactly that. And I was itching to get this new Revolt string pulled back and launch one of these arrows downrange at this doe. So it feels real good to finally get a kill under our belt. And this is our first one for Broken Arrow Outdoors, and hopefully there's many more to come. So moving on with Doe Patrol. So this next set we made, me and Tyler put this stand up. We're in a natural funnel. We have 3 hollers all conjoining into one spot. So we set the stand up in a big sycamore tree with some vines going up it, and hopefully you enjoy what you see. Shooting the bow tonight for me and Tyler, get in the woods. It's always good to check your equipment, double check it, and then go back and check it again. You don't want to fail. You're in the woods when you're hunting. You'd rather have it here while you're practicing.
1,000 seeds, 847 shots, 11 stands, 48 shooting lanes, 21 days, 183 hours logged, 1 opportunity, trust only 1 cent, nose down cents.
We get in here this afternoon. We looked at the trail cam pictures. We knew the does were hitting it with a small buck. We have a couple nice bucks on our farm, probably in the 150, 160 class. But as of right now, they have not been showing themselves. So this is a perfect time for us to continue on with the Doe Patrol. So as we review the footage on the camera, we know the does are hitting it. We know what time they're coming in. We're picking out the oldest does possible, and we're trying to take them out of the herd. So me and Tyler are sitting in a stand, talking about normal guy stuff, talking about everyday problems, everyday life. Just happened to look over to my left, and I see this tree just bending down and flopping back up, and I thought for sure it was a squirrel. Well, Tyler looks over to the left, and he sees a doe. And then I got to thinking, I was like, well, maybe that wasn't quite what we saw, a squirrel. And this tree just continues to shake and shake and shake. So we sat there and sat there and sat there, and sure enough, it was a little buck just absolutely wearing this tree out. I have never seen one this early do that. I know they do it when they shed velvet, but I have never got to witness it. And these deer come up on us so fast, we did not have time to get the camera out.
So we just had 3 deer come in. One of them was a small buck. They snuck up on us so fast, we didn't even have time to film them in the beginning. We were sitting here, and we seen this tree just moving back and forth, back and forth. So either he just was shedding velvet, or he was feeling a little frisky, but he was wearing this tree out. And they come right up in on us, probably, I don't know what do you think, 10 yards. Yeah. And could not pick us out wearing this Osseo camouflage. This stuff is amazing.
So these deer get within 10 yards of our tree stand. I mean, directly in front of us. We're pinned down. Tyler can't get the camera around. I can't get to my bow. And they're trying their best to pick us out. And this camouflage, I'm not one to just brag about camouflage, but this Osseo camouflage is the absolute, hands down, the best I've ever put on, best ever camo pattern I've ever put on. And they tried their best to try to pick us out of this tree, and they could not. They knew something wasn't quite right, but they never blew, they never stomped, they never ran. It's just a testament to how good this camouflage is.
I'm Tori Pay with my 2019 archery state record buck from North Carolina, and I trusted in Happy Herd Nutrition to put them where I want.
Get yours today at www.happy-herd.com.
You can see in the footage here, they're trying to pick us out. They're trying to pinpoint us. They know something's not quite right, but they know that they're enjoying eating this Happy Herd we've put out. So they worked their way up this little hill. They wanted to come down and feed. They wasn't quite sure about what was going on. They finally fully committed, and I normally give a deer 3 chances before I shoot them. So this doe come down 8, went back up, come down 8, went back up, and third time I told Tyler, I said, if she comes down, she's writing her toe tag. So third time she come down the hill, I done made my mind up. We knew that the older does were coming in. We picked her out. She come in to feed first, and I let her go 2 or 3 times. The third time she come down, we decided to take a shot on her.
She ain't going far.
We are mission complete on Doe Patrol this year. She come to the corn pile one too many times. We had to take her out. That was exciting. Got me shaking again.
So as she come to me, she's kind of cornered to me a little bit, and I'm shooting a 1 pin. I already had it set. I done range found each spot where I thought the deers would come, so I knew about an average of what I needed to shoot. I put it on 25 yards, and sure enough, she come into about 27 yards, and I double lunged her.
So we just went back and looked at the footage. It looks like we double lunged her. So we're gonna give her about 15 minutes to a half hour, and we're gonna go look for her. So stay with us. Follow the blood trail.
So me and Tyler climb down. We go to look for the first sight of blood.
He's over here. We gave her about 15 minutes. Confident in the shot. We're gonna go look and see if we can find some blood. Start tracking so we can get her out. That's when you know you've made a good shot. You get the air bubbles in the blood like that means you've clipped the lung.
So we know we didn't get a complete pass through. The blood trail was just one blood trail. It wasn't coming out both sides. But after we tracked her for about 10 or 15 yards, we can see that the arrow pushed on through to the other side, and she started bleeding really good. So obviously when you shoot a deer, they don't run out in the wide open. This deer ran into the thickest cover imaginable. And me and Tyler was almost on our hands and knees getting up through here. So Doe Patrol mission number 2 is complete. We've knocked another one off the list. We probably need to take out another 2 or 3 more to be about where we want to be on this farm. Me and Tyler got out this evening. We went on another Doe Patrol mission here at the farm. We're getting overran with does. So this year we're trying to do a little cleanup. We got in the stand probably about 4:30. And it probably was about an hour went by and we seen a tree start shaking. I thought it was a squirrel bouncing across the limbs. And sure enough, it was a little buck making a rub. So him and 2 does come in. We probably watched them for over an hour. We decided to take the bigger one of the 2 out. So we double lunged her. She didn't run probably maybe 100 yards and piled up right on the 4-wheeler road. So we're thankful to have this put in the freezer. So as you can tell, these are real life, real situation, real mistakes we make in the outdoor. You know, everything we do is we do it with a passion. This ain't our day job. This is our something we love doing, something we do after work. We take time away from our family to do this. So we got to give a huge shout out to Mandy and Caleb for allowing us to do this. You know, they make this possible, helping us make time to get out in the outdoors. We need to give another huge shout out to Joe Willis at J&L Sporting Goods in North Fern, Indiana. He has a huge selection of guns, huge selection of ammo. The man has a techno range. He has an indoor archery range. And we got to give another shout out to Joe Miles for Osseo camouflage. This stuff is absolutely amazing. It's been field tested. You know, we're not getting paid to wear this stuff. We don't get endorsed by this. This is something we believe in. We found. We liked it. Trial and error with us. And we're giving it a thumbs up 100%. And if you want to see more, check out our Facebook page at Broken Arrow Outdoors. And thank you all for watching.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.